Maritime Police search desperately for a man who's capsized his dinghy in pitch darkness.
If you can see our searchlight, can you please direct us to your location, over?
An Invercargill fisherman tries to outbluff M-Fish.
And we went out and got oysters with
the
tanks.
And you also got the powers at the same time?
No.
And far too many cat's gets an Auckland man in big trouble.
What I might have to do is seize and bond your vehicle.
It's New Year's Eve at the Auckland Viaduct, and Maritime Police officers Murray and Martin are keeping an eye on the festivities while remaining alert for any emergency call-outs.
It's pretty quiet down here tonight, so far anyway.
But all that changes as they get word of a distress call.
Mayday, this is Auckland Maritime. All we could ascertain was it was between Music Point and the start of Northland Regions. That's all we've been able to get on.
Roger, we're just leaving the Maritime Rescue Centre now, heading for Music Point in response to that Mayday call, over. It's a little bit of a needle in a haystack job because the message was quite garbled. We think the guy is in the water, possibly talking to us on a handheld VHF if he's in the water, somewhere in the Music Point, Bucklands Beach area.
As they head towards the Tamaki estuary, the officers know that it's going to be very difficult to find the man in the darkness.
I'll spin the boat around and see if he picks up our light.
10 minutes later, the weather's getting worse and the sea's rougher. There's no sign of the man or his dinghy, plus they've heard nothing from him since his first Mayday call.
Okay, Muzz, I'm going down in range.
Then suddenly they get a call from the man. He has spotted them.
Mayday in the water, Mayday in the water. This is the police launch S04. If you can see our searchlight, can you please direct us to your location, over?
If you head towards Bucklands Beach, from here, from where you are in your position, Mayday S03 from Coastguard Operations.
Roger, let's just keep the channel clear for a couple of minutes. The distressed person's trying to communicate with us now and give us directions towards Bucklands Beach, over.
Roger, all copy, it's Coastguard.
Vessel in distress, vessel in distress. This is the police launch S03. Can you see our searchlight, over? Please respond.
Yes, I can,
Where would you like us to head now? What direction, over?
You head towards Point England.
Point England, copy that. We're turning right now. When you see our spotlight dead ahead, can you let us know?
Yes, you are right now.
Where is he?
Hang on, did you see that?
Yep, there's a light down there. Okay, light there, light ahead. I'm going to go up on the bow, Muzzy. We'll have you out of there in a second. Well done, man. Okay, mate, you got about 6 metres to go.
Yeah, old mate.
Just hang in there, buddy.
But this rescue is still going to need some skillful work.
Okay, hold us there, Muzzy. Okay, let go of your boat, man.
They have to be careful not to run over him in the rough seas.
I gotcha. Good boy. Come over here, there's a ladder. Give me your radio, that's bloody valuable for that. Okay, come over here, man, ladder here.
Martin needs all his muscle power here. The man is so exhausted he can't help himself.
You okay? There's a ladder. Get yourself around on the ladder. Just hold us there, Muzzy. Good boy. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I've just got him on the duck board. He's not in very good shape, so just hold us there for a minute. And the boat's just off to our stern there. What's your first name, man?
Wade.
Wade. Okay, Wade, we're going to try and get you up this ladder here, mate.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try and get you warmed up, okay?
What, mate?
How long you been in the water?
Oh, about an hour.
Okay, can you stand up?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No, it's kept you alive, mate.
Yeah, I know.
It's kept you alive. Good boy, you're doing really well. Doing really well.
Thanks, mate.
One more ladder, mate. One more ladder. Good boy. Okay, Wade. I just want you to come over here, mate, and have a sit down, okay? And I'll get you sorted. Good boy. Good boy. VHF radio, man.
Thank you.
Good boy. Good boy. I don't know where your boat is now.
The main priority now is to get the wet clothes off him and get him warm.
Take your t-shirt off, man. Take this wet t-shirt off. Yeah, your fishing gear might be toast, eh?
Yeah, I'll check it out. At least I'm alive, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
Come in here out of the wind. I'm going to get you a thermal blanket, okay?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Good boy, you're doing good.
The fact that Wade's boat had capsized meant a desperate struggle to raise the alarm.
Oh, look, I'll tell you what. I had to go underneath the boat and get into an air pocket, and I had my radio, my phone and everything inside that air pocket, and I grabbed it and it was still working, and so that's what I used, you know. And I dialed, I just went Mayday, 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 and I never thought I'd ever have to use it, you know. Couldn't believe it. And I was just coming home, and I took the plug out of my bloody to drain all the water out of my boat. Yeah. And what happened is boat stalled, and I forgot about the bloody plug. And it started filling up, and I coked it all up.
You're all right, mate. You're alive. It's 2009 now.
A stupid mistake.
First day of 2009. You're alive. I'm going to get that radio for you. The important thing is now that we've got him on board. We've got him warm, and we'll just ascertain exactly where his car is and make sure that the shore staff can get him home safely in case there's anybody, any extra kin or anybody that are worried about him or don't know where he is. And then we'll liaise with Coast Guard and we'll try and recover the boat. But I've just got to get us tied up now.
Even though it's summer, potentially fatal hypothermia can set in very quickly. So Wade is lucky he survived an hour in the water.
We end up pulling a lot of bodies out of the water that haven't made it through the night, so to get Wade out and get him out of the water in only an hour is a pretty good start, I reckon, to 2009. It's 20 past 2 now.
Saves people's lives, doesn't it?
For sure.
Certainly saved my life.
And to top it all off, Wade's boat has been retrieved by the Coast Guard and towed ashore.
We've lost the tank, we've lost the fishing rod, unfortunately.
Look after that, baby. Frame it. Good boy.
Yeah.
So after an evening he won't forget in a hurry, Wade gets a ride home from the police.
I mean, we haven't physically taken over our quota. That's what we haven't done.
Winding back a little, not long before this man made his plea of innocence, Invercargill Fisheries Officers Peter and Mike spotted him heading away from the Bluff boat ramp.
We're just on our way to Bluff. We've just passed a aluminium vessel. We're way back to Invercargill, possibly returned from a day's oystering, maybe from a couple of days at Stewart Island, cod fishing, maybe rock lobster diving, we don't know.
Here, mate. Well, slow down.
Now they've got the message, and as soon as everyone comes to a stop, the man is up and out and ready to have his say.
Right, we went out and got powers for a permit. Now, Bob has got that permit.
Bob,
Yes.
have you got the number?
Yeah, no, Bob. I had it on. His phone number.
Well,
212.
the permit number.
No, look, he's got the powers, but we've got a feed. You with me?
Oh, okay.
But I have a problem.
No.
I have empty tanks on board because we went out and got some oysters.
So who got the power? You guys did?
I got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He obviously knows the rules. Scuba gear is okay for most things, but not for power. In fact, it's an offence just to have a dive tank on the boat with the shellfish.
And we went out and got oysters
With the
tanks.
And
With
you also
tanks.
got the powers at the same time?
No, we didn't get them at the same time.
What'd you do?
Because we went to 2 areas. Okay?
Run by how it happened. You went out and got the oyster powers.
Powers, and then we went back and got oysters.
So you come
Well, I
back-
got the day off.
You come back in with the...
Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this stage, the tanks were still aboard?
Tanks were in George's car. All right?
Yeah.
Now, George is probably about 20 minutes ahead of us.
Okay.
All right?
So what are we going to find on here? Powers and tanks?
Powers, tanks, and some oysters.
And a couple of scallops.
Yeah. All right?
All right, well, let's have a look and see what you got. And
Yeah.
Come on,
hey,
boys.
it's nothing to hide.
nothing to hide.
The guy's insistent the dive tanks weren't aboard when the power was taken. The separate trips he claims they made are conceivable if they were fishing locally, but these power are not from nearby.
Big raw pookie powers, are they?
No, Stuart on.
Stuart Island.
It's 39 kilometres from Bluff to Stewart Island, and although it seems unlikely, the guy's still insisting they made the return trip twice.
You understand, fellas, that, and you know...
I know, look, I know the rules, but I mean, at the end of the day, we've explained what's happened. I've given you Bob, he's got a permit for power.
Yeah.
Okay.
You went out and got the powers for Bob. You got a few more. You came back in, and the powers went where? Into a truck?
Yeah, they're in his garage.
Yeah, street.
Yeah, you know with Bob.
Yep, I do.
So you know Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you come back in with the oysters and scallops,
Yeah.
they were on the boat.
Yeah.
And
And
then
I
we...
grabbed a few powers off Bob.
It will take time to sort out what really happened, but with tanks and power together on this boat, there's only one ending to the day.
And then we'll probably have to seize the powers off you.
Now,
Yep.
leave me with a feed. That's what I've got them for.
You got oysters and scallops. Can't have them.
I've had since before Christmas.
Can't have them, mate.
He's obviously upset about losing his power, but they're not the only problem on the boat.
There's a couple of oysters with juvenile oysters attached to them, which we call wings. It's an undersized oyster attached to otherwise legal size oyster. A lot of divers are unaware that actually it's a technical offence to have that because that's an undersized oyster as well. If they're big enough, which is the case with this one, you can break them off. And that juvenile oyster should have been broken off and returned to the sea. So not only are they technically in possession of an undersized oyster, but it could well push them over the limit as well. And I've also, this is the problem catch here. This is the power they've taken, which is 8, 10, 17 powers, which is fine in itself, but the fact that they've got scuba tanks creates a bit of a problem for us. Not allowed to be in possession of tanks and power. And whilst we might accept their explanation for how that came about and the fact that they may well have made 2 trips and been collecting for a customary permit in the morning and then gone out for a subsequent dive in the afternoon, because of their transportation issues, they've ended up with the powers on the back of the boat together with the tank. So we've got a bit of an offence and we're just going to have to sort out what we're going to do about it. I'm not going to let them keep the powers. As a minimum, we'll take them away. In the meantime, I'll let him hang on to his dive tanks until we sort out what sort of follow-up action. It may just be an infringement notice anyway.
With further investigations pending, the officers have one immediate task still to perform. And down by the most photographed road sign in New Zealand, Peter returns the power to the sea.
Oh, these are big powers. There's still a fair bit of life in them. They should be all right.
Each of the men were fined $250 for being in possession of scuba gear and power. It's a warm afternoon, and fisheries officers are running a major operation to check people returning from Auckland's west coast beaches.
Yep. I don't think there are rules for cover. No.
2 of the officers, Rob and Amanda, have stopped a man who's gone way over the limit for cat's eyes.
So what you've got, you're only allowed to take 50 of it, which is 50 small shells per person. So can you tell me again, so 2 people collected all these?
Yeah.
Only 2 people?
Yes, the other people just to see it.
Just?
Yeah.
So you collected these?
Yeah.
And one other person?
Yeah.
That's correct. When you collect these at the beach, you're only allowed to take 50.
Okay.
Okay, and we've got quite a few more than 50. How many have we got there?
354.
354, okay. Oh, this is going to get interesting, isn't it? We'll do the interview and we'll work out what's going to happen with the vehicle, really. Once a person takes more than 3 times the limit per day, we've got a rule called forfeiture. And sometimes it might be the case where your vehicle will be taken off you because you've used it in the commission of the offence.
But sorry, I don't. It's my fault.
I know.
The thought of losing his car has an immediate effect on the man, who suddenly remembers that there were 3 people gathering the cat's eyes.
It's a man.
It's a man? Yep. And where is he?
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Does he live in Hamilton with you?
Yeah.
Can you call him?
I haven't his call number. Sorry.
I haven't his mobile. Is he at the beach now?
No.
What? Did he leave?
Yeah.
He left. I'd like you to call him, and he could come here. I'd like to.
I know his number.
You don't know his number? You know his girlfriend's number, or?
No.
No, you can't contact him. Can you not? Can you contact him?
No.
No.
The cat's eyes gatherer has only been in the country 2 months and doesn't know the rules. But coming up with a 3rd man wasn't a good idea.
Right. What I might have to do is seize and bond your vehicle. So what this means, we'll complete some forms, and the vehicle will be held by the Crown. Okay.
Here?
Yes.
But no.
Hang on. But the vehicle will be given back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So this means you cannot sell the vehicle.
Yeah.
And you cannot give the vehicle away to anybody.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to my boss first. Okay.
While the man ponders the possible loss of his car, Rob speaks to a senior fishery officer about the situation.
He's saying that there's 2 people been collecting, that's all. And his English isn't flashing, he just requested a lawyer, so...
Oh, okay. Was it concealed in the car, or did you admit having it, or...?
Yeah. I said, have you been fishing? No, I've been fishing. His English isn't fantastic, so I'm not going to knock him on that. But as soon as I pointed, he said, yes.
Oh, so he wasn't trying to hide it or conceal
not
it?
at all.
But while the man will get to keep his car, he's still going to have to front up for having far too many cat's eyes.
The outcome is, Mr. He's going to turn up for a formal interview on Tuesday, and we'll have an interpreter there. He can bring a lawyer, and we'll get to the bottom of it.
The man was later fined $500. As the day draws to a close, the traffic begins to slow. But then a car full of happy day trippers turns up with the biggest range of undersized fish that officers have ever seen in one chili bin.
Did you catch this fish? Yeah. Okay. I'll have a quick look. The minimum size for a snapper is 27.
No, it's okay.
No, we measure to this part, from the nose to the middle of the tail. Yeah, so, and even then it's short. Even then it's small. And you've got a trevally. This may just be legal, maybe. Oh, no, miles away.
What's that?
25 centimetres for a trevally.
Trevally.
Yep, so this is 203, 204 centimetres. Now this is red monkey.
What's the right
minimum size for red monkey? Let me just check this. I'm sure it's 400.
30.
Yeah, it is 400.
35.
Yeah, you're pretty small there again. Oh, you know, we got a blue monkey as well. And this is a blue monkey. You seem to cut every species there is.
What's the size for?
What fish?
Blue monkey.
Blue monkey.
And the minimum size, again, is 400.
When you don't even know what fish you've caught, it follows that size is not something you've given much thought to.
This is Blackfoot power, and that's 111 millimetres, so that's undersized as well.
By the time Rob counts it all up, this group has caught and killed 6 undersized fish, and each one is from a different species.
There we go. Undersize, 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 undersize.
Even with a potential fine, the woman who's brought the group to the beach is now saying it's all her fault.
You know, I was out fishing this morning and I
Can you look at me, please?
The lady caught everything.
The lady catch everything.
I bought from the red ball.
And some small fish.
And you catch nothing.
I catch nothing. I'm not good for fishing. Every time, no fish.
If she wants to say she's taken them all, just interview her on that.
All the fish were confiscated, and the woman later received a $250 fine.